Wednesday. Oh, wow. We are a little right at halfway through, maybe a little over halfway through. Yeah, a little over halfway through February. So this month is just moving on along, maybe not quite as long as January seemed to be. But today I want to know, are you ready to shake up your decision making process? Making decisions can be so difficult and so taxing and just take the literal life out of us at times. It can frustrate us. It can make us feel like it just can make us feel like we are in a never-ending cycle, a vicious cycle. We're trying to make decisions. We're afraid we're going to make the wrong ones. I've told you before, when you make a wrong decision, just own it and make it right. Okay. But today I want to shake up your process. Okay. The first thing I want you to do when you go to make a decision, a lot of times we think about the logic involved in the answer. And we look at logic as other people's logic, what other people have determined is the logical way to do something, the logical decision to make on something. I want you to challenge that, challenge the status quo. Maybe what someone else has decided is not the easiest, is not the best, and is not the way for you to make your decision. Challenge that logic, challenge that status quo. Pare down your choices is the next thing. A lot of times we have so many choices that we don't know which one to go with. Okay. You don't know what to do. You've got 10 to 15 choices for one problem. I would invite you and encourage you to pare those down, pare down your choices, start trimming off. If it's maybe something, maybe you, if you're like me and you're an entrepreneur, you have a lot of ideas and you're trying to figure out what to do next. It's what my mentor, Martha Crazy, calls front burner, back burner. And you're trying to determine what you want to put out on that front burner. What I would say is to start looking at what's best, what's most, hate to use the term because I just talked about challenging logic, but what's most logical for you, not for someone else. What's logical for you? And challenge and see if maybe that's not right. But she always says to what's going to be bring your income in the quickest. And that's a good way to make that decision. Take the rest of the choices you have and put them in a journal, put them in a notebook so you don't lose them, but put them to the back where you don't see them. Have them written down where you don't see them every day. And then when it's time to do something else, move back to that and look and see. So pare down all the things that you have to make decisions about. And don't wear yourself down with decision fatigue. Sometimes there's a lot of things in life that, yes, we need to make a choice over. And when you don't make a choice, you've made a choice. I know that sounds crazy, but it is. It's true. By not making a choice, you're making a choice. So you're going to allow to happen whatever's going to happen. Sometimes that's okay to allow whatever's going to happen. Not in the big things in life, but these little decisions. Oh, goodness. When Sarah was little, all she wanted every day for lunch was a grilled cheese sandwich. Okay. Was that the most nutritional lunch I could give her? No. But you know what? It was quick, it was easy, and I didn't have to make a decision about what I was going to fight with her over what she was going to eat. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Those little things that in the scheme of things don't matter. I mean, she got a nutritional dinner every night. A grilled cheese for lunch was not going to hurt her. So those little things that you can leave them. Don't cause yourself to have decision fatigue. That's not good. You get so tired you can't decide. I know when I'm exhausted or when I'm kind of at the end of my rope, and yes, I get there. You watched yesterday, I believe it's yesterday. I mentioned that a little bit. And in my confidence solution that I ran in my Facebook group, I talked about it a little bit more. But when I get to that, when I get to the end of my rope like that, I can't make decisions. We just get so tired and so fatigued, we can't even think straight. So how can you make a decision? Something simple as going somewhere to eat. It could be somewhere that I know the menu. I know the menu frontwards and backwards. I still can't figure out what to eat because I'm just so tired. Don't let yourself get that way in life with the big decisions. Don't have so many little things clouding you and you're making decisions on those little things. Get those little things to where they operate. Man, it was easy to make that grilled cheese sandwich every day. I didn't even have to think about it. I could make that thing by, I mean, just automatic. So don't allow decision fatigue to come in. Now, when it comes time to make decisions, the first thing you're going to have to do is identify the problem and weigh your options. Okay, so what is the problem? What's your problem at hand? And what are the options you have? And this is where you can start paring down some options. Okay, you, as an entrepreneur, you need to bring in income. So you need to produce something that will bring in income. So you start looking and you weigh your options, and automatically the things that are going to take a while, you automatically put those on back burner automatically. That's how you weigh your options and you pare down. The next thing is you want to list the factors involved. So you've seen this before. You've seen it on TV shows and movies where a girl's trying to decide between two guys. Okay? And she's told to make a list, the pros and cons. Or maybe she's trying to decide if one guy she should date him. So she puts pros and cons down there. And do the pros outweigh the cons? Well, it's a little bit more than that. The con on something may be so detrimental that you can't overcome it. Maybe it's a financial. Maybe you're wanting to do something in your business or in your personal life, and the financial aspect of it is something you cannot handle. Then that automatically should help you make your decision. But list out the pros and cons of everything. If it's two different things, list the pros and cons of both of them and weigh them out. And the one that makes the most sense for you, your family, your business, that's what you need to look into doing. And also look at the consequences. So maybe one of them looks better than the other right now, but the long-term consequences are not going to be good for you or for your business or for your family. So look at the consequences. That's always important. And how to get help. Let me explain 2 quick ways to get help without even talking to anybody else. How you can get the help you need making your decisions. The first thing, and the thing I do a lot whenever I hit a roadblock and something I need to get maybe clarity on something, whether it's a decision or just something else, I step away. I step away for a little bit. You can do something like if you have games on your phone that will help your mind clear. Your mind, you're going to be working on it. The back of your brain is going to be, I say the back, I don't know where it is, but somewhere in your brain, even your subconscious, even though you're not thinking about it, your brain's working on it, and it's going to help you come up with a decision. So put that to the back of your mind and do something. You may laugh at what I do, but I'll actually pick up my phone and color something on it. I have a color app I love that I just love the way the pictures come out on it, and I'll sit there and do a little bit of that. Or maybe I'll get up and go do something else. Maybe go put on a load of laundry. Maybe go wash dishes, get lunch going, laundry, whatever. But I step away from what I'm doing, and 9 times out of 10, I'm going to get clarity. But if the clarity doesn't come from that, or if that just for some reason is not working for you right now, the other thing I want you to think about is if a friend came to you with this problem, how would you advise them? What would you tell them to do? Think about that. Now, when you think about it that way, you're actually messing with someone else's life, right? So when you go to give advice for someone else, and this is what I find in my coaching practice, when I go to give advice to someone else, I think long and hard before I give them advice. If they're asking me for something, I think, well, I'm a processor. I have to think long and hard about it. And one of the reasons I do is I don't want to give somebody advice that's going to be detrimental to them. I'm responsible if I give them advice and they take it and it turns out poorly for them, if they take the advice the way I gave it. Okay, now let me clarify that, because as a coach, I can tell you I can give advice, and a lot of times people aren't going to take it, or they're going to halfway take it. I've seen that so many times. They listen to what I tell them and they start doing it, but they don't do it all the way. They do it part of the way. They take part of the advice. I'm not responsible for that. But if I give them good, solid advice, they take that advice and it doesn't turn out right, I'm responsible. So that's why when you can't make a decision, think about what is that good, solid advice you would give someone else? What is that good, solid advice you would recommend to your friend? Okay, for them to get past this decision they're trying to make, and to make a good decision. So that's how you're going to be able to go through this process on your own. Either step away, let the back of your mind work on it while you do something else, or think about, how would you help a friend? What would you tell a friend who was needing the advice to make a decision like you need at this time? So think about that. Again, just shake up your decision-making process. Shake it up. Let's do something different. Challenge the status quo, challenge the logic, pare down your choices, and don't wear yourself down with decision fatigue. Okay. The next thing is, when it comes to making the decisions, identify the problem and weigh your options. Make a list, weigh out the pros and cons, weigh one decision against another, see what's best, and then look at the long-term consequences. It may be good for right now, but what are the long-term consequences? And the last two things are how to get the help you need from yourself, not have to go outside. And that's to step away and allow yourself, your subconscious, to work on the problem, work on the decision while you do something else, or think about how you would give good, solid advice to a friend, knowing that the advice you're giving on this decision is going to affect the rest of their lives. That's all I got today. I want to say I love y'all. More importantly, God loves y'all. I will see you tomorrow. Have a bird. Ooh, that didn't come